Alright, everybody there? Alright, to verify if two functions are inverse functions, just write the steps over here because, like I said, this can be a little confusing. So step 1, and this is verifying inverse functions. So step 1 is just find f of g of x. Oh, I spelled find wrong. That's cool. Alright, and then step 2, find g of x. G of f of x. So find each one. And if they're inverses, both of these, step 1 and step 2, you'll come out with just x. Both of them have to be x. And if they are both x, then they are inverse functions. If they are not, then they're not inverse functions. So step 3, just put each one must equal x. So if you're working these out, and after you do step 1, like f of g of x, if you work this out and it does not equal x, you could stop there, right? Because they both have to be x in order for them to be inverse functions. You might need more time copying that. Alright, so let's look at this example 3a right here. So here's f of x, here's g of x. The first thing we're going to find is what? F of g of x. So again, what function am I starting with? F, which is what? Good. So I'm going to put 3 parentheses minus 3. Again, because I'm just replacing this x. And what am I going to put in place of x? Good. Alright, now how do we clean this up? Distribute the 3. So if I distribute the 3 to 1/3 x, I'd get what? 1 what? Good. And what's 3 times 4? 12 minus 3. So if I clean it up, I'll have x plus what? 9. Does that equal x? No, we have x plus 9, correct? So you can stop there. You don't even have to move on to step 2 because this is not x. So we put no, these are not inverse functions. F of x and g of x are not inverse functions. Alright, any questions about that one? Do I need to go back over anything? Okie dokie. Alright, step 2, or excuse me, number 3b. We're finding f of g first. So my function f is 2. Tell me what to write. Good. Right here? Squared. Good. Minus 1. And what am I going to fill in? Square root of x plus 1 over 2. Alright, what are we squaring in this problem? So the 2 also, like on the outside? No, just with some parentheses, right? And what is anything underneath a radical if you square it? Just itself, right? So this would be 2 times what? X plus 1 over? Good. Again, anything underneath a radical, if you square it, is just going to be itself without the radical. So square root of 2 squared would be what? 2. Square root of 4 squared? Square root of x plus 1 squared? Good. Alright, what happens when we multiply a 2 with the 2 on bottom? They cancel, and I'll have what? X plus 1 minus 1, right? And what is that going to give me? X. Very good. I'm going to put a check mark. Are we done? No, we have to find what? G of f. And if G of f is x, they are inverse functions. So let's go ahead and check that. So G of f, I'm running out of room, is going to be the square root of 2x squared minus 1 plus 1 over 2. Any questions about how I set that part up? Okay. Everybody's good? Alright, let's clean up what's underneath the radical before we try to take a square root, okay? So on top here, 2x squared minus 1. Can I simplify that? What's in the parentheses? No, I can't combine these, right? So I can just take them out. So 2x squared minus 1 plus 1 over 2. Well, what happens to my 1's? They cancel. Okay. So now I have square root of 2x squared divided by 2. What's that going to give me? Yeah, the 2's cancel out. Everybody see that? And I'll have square root of x squared. And what's the square root of x squared? Very good. So, are these inverse functions? Yes. Not, you can just put yes. You don't have to write out the whole thing. These are inverse functions. Any questions about that one? So y'all can do some on your own? Yes. Okay, flip. You are doing 27 through 29 down here on your own. And let me know if you need some help.